Come on in, come on in, come on in. Greetings from the Empowering Temple of Praise Church, currently being constructed at 3615 Reed Street, the heart of Fort Worth, Texas, aka Funky Town. Welcome to another Sunday morning worship service online while we wait for God to take care of our new church construction, our new sanctuary. We just waiting on God, and in the meantime, we're still going to utilize every other mean we can to get the word out, to encourage somebody to be able to move on to see what the end is going to be. We already know, right? Those of us who are saved. But come on, take this word. Come on in, come on in. It ain't going to be a long service. Let's sing a couple of songs and then get into this word, right? Are you a helper or are you a hinder? Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Got him on my mind. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Got him on my mind. I got Jesus on my mind. Now you know it. Come on. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Got him on my mind. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Got him on my mind. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Got him on my mind. I got Jesus on my mind. Put your hands together. Woo! Here we go. I get joy when I think about what he's done for me. I get joy when I think about what he's done for me. Joy when I think about what he's done for me. I get joy when I think about what he's done for me. I feel love when I think about. I feel love when I think about what he's done for me. I feel love when I think about what he's done for me. I feel love when I think about. Oh, that's what he's done. 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 Yes, that's what he's done. 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 Every time I think about that's what he's done. Every time I think about that's what he's done. Put your hands together. Put your all right, we can praise him all day long. I know, right? All right, musician. Let's go ahead and get into this word. Get into this word. There's a word from the Lord in Paul's letter to the church at Philippi. Philippians chapter 3, verse 12 through verse 13. Couple of verses. I'll read from the BIDV, break it down version. Here's what is recorded in the 3rd chapter of Philippians, verse 12. I don't mean that I am exactly what God wants me to be. Come on, can we testify? I have not yet reached that point, but that is a goal. But I continue trying to reach it, though, and make it my own. That's what Christ Jesus wants me to do my part. It is the reason he made me his own. Verse 13, brothers and my sisters, I know that I still have some ways to go. Oh, man. But there is one thing that I do. I forget about all the stuff that happened in the past that weighed me down. But there is the other thing I do. I try as hard as I can to reach the goal that is before me. Using for a subject from which to preach. It's real simple. Y'all already know it. Are you a help or a hinderer? Are you a help or a hinderer? Why is that important, Bishop? Glad you asked. Because every year, there are a lot of folks that I hear and I see Facebook postings a lot. And I've used the app before, right? There's some apps on Facebook, and you can go in and determine, or it's Messenger, and you can go and you fill out certain thing or put your name. I'll give you an example. One of them was a name of mine. And it says, put your name in and your date of birth, and we'll tell you about yourself. And to be honest, it described me. Humble, very giving, very loving. But there's one thing you can't do. Don't mess with his family. He'll shoot you. It didn't say that specifically, but basically the context of how it described who I was like, man, that's almost like God describing me there. So sometimes these apps are good, right? But you can't depend on them. Because the app still could have lied and said that I was something that I know I'm not, right? So we can't put too much in the app. But I've been observing a lot of the apps. And what I've discovered is that there are a lot of folks who depend on the app. For example, the app can say, Sheila, next year in 2023, you're going to be married and have another child. Another app may say, Patricia, you're going to be single. And you be like, I mean, I love my husband. Then you have another app that says you're gonna vacation to 3 countries next year. You ain't even got a job. So the app can, it can kind of be misconstrued at times. But if those things the app said you're gonna do and you're gonna be able to do, here's what I want you to do. Don't trust in that. You have to determine what's going on in your life right now. You got to depend on God, and then determine if you got folks in your circle who's going to help or hinder you from reaching those things that you are trying to reach. Let me help somebody, because there it is. I know we do this almost every year, right? When we determine who we going to keep and who we going to let go. Like an inventory. I like good businesses, because a good business structure at the end of the year, if it's a sales organization and they sell products, I like what good businesses do. Here's what they do, and it's relevant to what you and I should be doing. A good business plan is we look at December, and then we get all the products, and if product A sold 2%, and product B, C, D, E, and F that we have sold 85 to 100% of the product, wouldn't it be like cost effective to no longer sell the product that we only sold 2% of? But we bought 100% capacity, but we got a lot of that product still on the shelf and going nowhere right now because we losing money, right? It ain't helping us, it's hindering us. Our bottom line is not higher than it should be because we are holding on to stuff that ain't doing nothing for us. Preach, Bishop, I am, and I'm trying to help somebody in the process. A good business plan does that. They say, you know what, we no longer going to sell product A. We're going to sell product B through F because it's benefiting us. It's helping us reach the goal by which we'd like to reach. And that same process should be utilized by those of us who are Christ-like, who are Christians, those of us who love God and depend on Him. If we do that, then we have to determine if folks in our circle are a help or a hinder. Because here's the deal. There's no need to complain about your life situation and what you don't have and what you're trying to get, but this person is holding you back or this situation is holding you back, when all you have to do is trust God and ask Him to come in the midst of your situation, give you the strength, the guidance to change the situation that is hindering you. There's some women out there, you looking and watching now, you like, you know what, but I love him. He doesn't work. He doesn't pay any bills. Yeah, he'll go and sell a couple of things on the block and then give you $50. And you think that's good. And then at the end of the year, you don't understand why you in the situation you in. You like, oh, you know what? That's it. Just starting in January. You said that in January 2015. It's 7 years later. But here's the deal. If you're going to accept the status quo, that's fine. I love the fact that we are free, right? You see my hat, right? I love the fact that I serve to ensure and help keep America free, right? All that nonsense overseas, dictatorship, where one person tell you what to do and what you can't do and when you can do it and all. I love America, right? Because we are the home of the free, the land of the free and the home of the brave. I love that, right? So if you decide that you're going to keep the status quo, that's good. There are going to be folks that look at you and say, that's a shame, I wouldn't do that. But that's on them. It's on you, right? Here's what I don't want you to do, though. Don't come to Bishop and say, Bishop, can you pray for me? Pray for you. What you want to pray for, sister? Because this joker just been weighing me down. Okay, is there something you can do? Well, I love him, so I don't really want to leave him. Well, okay, well, you got it. You know what it's about. You know what it is. I don't understand that. If you know you in the situation you in and they are not helping you, they are hindering you already know that for months or years. And you have to determine if I'm going to keep accepting the person that's weighing me down, or am I going to make a decision to get rid of the hinderer and move up to reach my goal that I've been trying to reach for years. Help somebody, Bishop. I'm trying to. I love the business. You got to have the business mindset that you're going to take care of. Watch this. Some people think it's selfish that you take care of self first. That's a lie. That's nonsense. If you can't take care of self, how in the world you going to take care of somebody else? You first. Is there such thing as selfishness? Yes, you have some selfish folks out there all the time. But until you get self right, until me is on the right path, how am I? Okay, here it is. If I can't pay my bills, why am I going to go and help? How am I going to help somebody else pay theirs? Oh my goodness. Hey, this is the end of your sermon, y'all, because next week, Sunday, we will not have service. You enjoy your families. I'm telling you in advance, enjoy your families. Enjoy the day that we recognize as Christ's birthday, but it's not. Everybody should know that by now. It's just an observance, right? But here's the deal. After all that talk about that, it ain't even his birthday. The thing you need to ask, well, was he born? Do you believe he was born? And then 33 years later, he died for the sins? Have you accepted that? That's the main point. So if you want to talk about why y'all celebrate Christmas, it's an observance. It's an observance. We celebrate Martin Luther King, right? His birthday it may be on a Friday, but we celebrate it on Monday. That ain't his birthday. So it's just an observance. We are acknowledging and recognizing that he was born. And if you don't believe that, you already lost. Because if you don't believe he was born, you sure ain't going to believe he died. And hell will break loose before we get you to believe that he rose the third day. So this is that sermon, the end of year sermon, that I want to encourage somebody to make the right decisions. But you can't do it alone. You ask God. You go straight to God and say, God, here is what my goal is, and I need you to guide me. I think this joker is hindering me. Some of y'all say, nah, I ain't think, I know. But if you think it and you're not for sure, talk to God. God, I'm trying to reach my goal. I'm still in a trailer park. I'm trying to move up to an apartment, and they don't raise the prices up. God said, do you trust me? Yeah, but this joke is hindering me. Do you trust me? I ain't talking about him. Do you trust me? And if you trust God, you ask for his guidance. I don't care if the rent is $2,000 a month for half a bedroom. And the den, living room, and kitchen is in the same room. It doesn't matter. You moving up, right? And if you trust God to move up, I promise you, baby, he'll bless you to move up. But you got to trust him and determine whether folks in your circle are a help or a hinder. If they're a help, hold on to them. Encourage them to do more. Encourage them to do better. Encourage them to reach their goal and to reach higher heights. Because the more you encourage other folks, you're going to be encouraged. How do you know, Bishop? I ain't telling you what I heard, telling you what I've experienced. Many times I encourage folks all the time. I was reading the other day on Facebook posts and one of my ex-sister-in-law, I forgot what she was talking about, but she was talking about something. Oh yeah, her husband, yeah, she and her husband, her and her husband was purchased gifts for her son's teachers and staff at his school. Just purchased Christmas gifts, right? And then somebody quoted, that's why the blessed keeps getting blessed, or something like that. I can't remember, but that quote right there is it right there on its own. And I replied, absolutely. I ain't telling you what I heard, telling you what I've experienced. That's why the givers keep getting blessed. That's the word, y'all. You find somebody that's not blessed financially, not blessed health-wise, not blessed richly, not blessed spiritually, check their giving. Because it's not just about finances. You can tithe. And the Bible says you can give all, you can tithe all you want, but if you don't love, you wasting your time. You're going to be like, man, I tithe 20%. And it seems like I'm losing money. Yeah, because you still got to have love. The Bible speaks of that, right? So it ain't about that. But if you tithe, God isn't just going to bless you financially. He's going to bless you in other ways that you're going to know you are blessed. And I'm telling you, the Miles household is consistently blessed. Why? Because we give. And not just monetary, but we give. We give time. We give away clothing. We give, good sale, right? But we give away clothing. We give away vehicles. Because it's more blessed to give than to receive. And there have been times that, yes, even you be like, Bishop? Yes, even I have had to look into my contact list and delete some numbers. Oh my goodness, I just said something, y'all missed it. There have been, yes, like you're supposed to reach out to folk, absolutely. But if there are folk who are hindering your goal, if your goal is to get higher and start getting closer to Christ, but the person in your circle is hindering that, that's your decision to say, I got to let this go because you are stopping me from reaching and obtaining the height that I'm trying to reach. That's what you need to understand, and you need to determine that and ask God to give you the strength to make the decision that you probably don't want to make because the joker's still there 5 years later. I'm trying to help somebody. I love the fact that when you check your inventory and make the business decision on what you're trying to reach, the decision is always yours. You can go to God, but God guides. And even if he guides, it's still up to you. He ain't going to force you. You have to make the decision. The decision is yours to make. God only provides you with the knowledge and wisdom and instruction. And it's up to you to obey him or not. I love that, right? Because if it was up to God, everybody be saved. I'm just going to force everybody to love me. I'm going to force everybody. That's not him. It's free will. And it's free will even when we go to him for guidance. He'll tell us. But sometimes he tells us and we like, no, I need another answer. He's like, okay, you go on then. That's what we got to understand, Saint, that as Christians, yeah, all hell gonna break loose every once in a while in our life, but we got to trust God through it. I gave a praise report the other day. For those that don't know, one of our sisters, my armor, Was in the hospital, 10% breathing on her own. I mean, just out the blue. And I was on a machine, and, you know, of course, everybody, family worried. And I didn't immediately go to God. I didn't know that until she was on a machine. I just thought, the first prayer request I got was, leg hurt, head hurt. Okay. You know, y'all know I'm transparent. So that's one of those, hey, God, you heard them ask about sister so-and-so. And I'm asking that you rectify the headache that she has, God. And she's been having a leg issue for a while, God. So I need you to really look into that, because her leg just continue to hurt. That may be something more serious than just my leg hurt, because my leg hurt. So you watching now, your leg probably hurting, right? You could sit wrong and your leg hurt. But then they sent me pictures of the seriousness of the issue. The infection caused them to go unconscious and not be able to breathe on their own. And that's when I really talked to God. Yeah, you're like, Bishop, why you didn't talk to God first? I thought it was just a regular old talk to God about the headache and the leg hurt. But when I got the picture and saw the destructiveness of the body, yeah, I sent the email to God. I know y'all, I'll talk to y'all later. Inbox me if you want to know what's that about. That's how our relationship is. And at that moment, I realized God would have to make something happen. 10%, I said 50% by the end of the night. And then 100% breathing on her own the end of tomorrow night by midnight. And y'all know what he did? Just that. I mean, he did just that. And I went up to JPS Hospital and saw her, and just looking at them take the breathing machine out the room was just like a God sign that say, hey, let me show you how I work, Bishop. The nurse just came in and, excuse me, y'all, I'm going to take this and we're going to take it out. What? Just yesterday was 10% and all in the nose and throat and mouth. That's how good God is, right? And oftentimes God will utilize certain circumstances to get you to make certain moves. I just said something, y'all missed it probably. God will put you in certain situations to get you to make certain moves. I don't know what the move may be, but you do. I don't know what type of decision that you have to make, but you do. Because a lot of time God had already been dealing with you on certain situation, and then you're like, you're not listening? Now he's saying, can you hear me now? That happens in all of our lives, where God puts us in situation and asks the questions, can you hear him now? Let me get through with this, because I said I'm going to be about 20, 30 minutes max on this sermon. Here it is. This text, Paul was telling his fellow brothers and sisters that he ain't where he should be. This is everybody's hand. You don't have to raise yours. I'm raising it for everybody. This is the representation of all of our hand. We ain't where we should be. No, I read the word daily and talk to God all the time, pray and fast and tithe, and still not where you should be, Bishop. Oh, okay, God. Yeah, and if you want me to let you know, I'll let you know. No, you don't have to let me know, God. I believe you. I'm not where I should be. He said, I'm not where I should be, but I'm going to tell you how I plan to get there. This is what Paul is basically saying in these scriptures, in this text message that he sent. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I know I'm y'all leader. I'm y'all somewhat pastor. I'm an evangelist, but I'm just telling y'all looking at me and y'all see I preach the word and I tell you about Christ and God, but I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't where I'm supposed to be. I'm not perfect. But I'm going to tell you how I'm going to get there. Oh, my goodness. This is it. He said, I'm going to tell you how I plan to get there, to where I'm supposed to be. He said, the first thing I'm going to do is there's some stuff that happened in the past that's been holding me down. There's some stuff that's happened in the past that has always been on my mind. I don't smile like I used to. I don't have fun like I used to. I'm so serious because of this thing that happened in the past. I got my eyes focused on certain things because I'm worried about stuff that happened in the past, and it's been a long time. It ain't happened in months, ain't happened in years, but it's still on my mind. He said, this is one thing I'm going to do to start off for me to get to the level that I want to get. The first thing, I'm going to have to forget about that stuff. Come on, Paul. He said, I'm going to forget about those things that's been bogging me down, holding me back. Now, he said things. It could be people. It could be a person. It could be a relative. It could be your girlfriend, boyfriend, best friend, homeboy. It could be the crowd. It could be the group. It could be the game. Could be your longtime friend. It doesn't matter. You know what it is. The problem is there are a lot of you watching now and be like, well, I don't know what could be holding me down. No, you know. Some of you don't want to just specifically say it, right? Because you may love them and care about them a great deal. But if they're holding you back, you don't have to kick them to the curb and say, I ain't gonna never talk to you. But there are some things you got to change in your circle. Because if your circle is going to be complete and it's going to benefit you, then there are some folk, watch this, that's in your circle that's making your circle incomplete. You look at it and it's like this, right? And everybody else look at it and it's like this. But in actuality, it's like this. Because there's a hole in your circle and it doesn't feel complete, even though it looks there. Oh, man, I just said something and y'all missed it. Because there may be folks in your circle that is not really for you as you think they're for you. And you be like, how would I know that, Bishop? It's the signs of the time will tell you. You ain't got to secretly record them and put a tape recorder in the car, in their truck, and, but in their phone. You ain't got to do none of that. Signs will tell you. And if you trust God, you don't have to do nothing. He going to bring it out. A lot of you already know the answer to that question. Is there anybody in my circle that's not for me, that doesn't want me to succeed, that's holding me back, that doesn't want me to reach my goal? And if the answer is no, there's nobody, then why are you not there? Why are you still in the same rut that you're in from 2016, from 14, from 17? From 18, the same rut. You're like, oh, you know what? This year is going to be my year. And the same old has been happening because there are folks in your circle that you thought were going to help you. But in actuality, they're just hindering you. Here it is. I remember when I was, I think I told y'all this one time. When I was about 12 years old, Mom we had to iron our own clothes, right? So on one occasion, I wanted to wear corduroy pants because it was cold, right? And Mom had bought it from the thrift store. I didn't know how poor we were until I got grown, right? Them clothes looked good and all. Our thrift store, I didn't know nothing about that until I got of age. But we was at the thrift store. I don't know how much. Maybe it cost $1, 50 cents, whatever. But once she washed them and ironed them, oh my goodness, they were good. But now I had to iron, right? So I got the iron on. I got it on the wrong setting, and the wrinkles wouldn't come out. But I didn't know. It's corduroy. First time I'm trying to iron corduroy. Some of y'all young folk probably be like, "What is that?" so I'm like, man, this ain't happening. Watch this. So since it wasn't working for me, I then asked my mother about it, and watch what she say. She say, put some water in it. I said, put some water in it. She said, yes, put some water in it. Look in it. You won't see the water filling up in the iron. Don't let it go over that line. So I fill it up, put some water in it from a little bottle, and I look. I say, okay. I say, now what? And then she say, turn the iron. You see where it's got the little cloud, little symbol, the steam? Yes, ma'am. Put it on that. I said, I put it on that, right? And she said, now iron it. All of a sudden I heard shh, shh. You know, I heard a little iron talking. It wasn't saying nothing at first. It was just quiet. All of a sudden the iron started, I'm looking down, the wrinkles just disappearing. I'm like, whoa, look at that. Oh my goodness. I said, man, that's amazing how I was trying to iron, and as I was ironing, wrinkles stayed in. But once I put water in the iron, wrinkles came out. And I know you say, Bishop, what does that have to do with my inventory and what you're talking about today? Glad you asked. See, water represents the word of God. And if you use the word of God in the right manner, it will help you manage the things that you're trying to get covered. It will help you get through the things that you're trying to overcome. You have to utilize the word of God in every situation you find yourself in, so that the difficulty that you had at first won't be that difficult. Oh my goodness. Here it is. I'm going to end you with this. Here it is. I was watching the show the other day. Can't remember the name of it, right? It's a court show. And you had the husband and the wife on each side. Maybe was it divorce court? Maybe, I don't know. But the husband, and they were still married, but they were separated. And they were talking about who was the one for who was at fault for them getting a divorce or for them separating. And you had the man, he was talking about, yes, she did, she that, she did this, that. And then woman time, he's like, well, he did this, he did this. I mean, they going back and forth. And I was listening, right, trying to figure out, man, who was right, who was the help, and who was the hinderer. But what they were saying to each other, I'm like, it sounds like it's both of their fault. You know, some of the things she said he did, and some of the things he said she did. I was like, wow. And I like this, right? Judge, who evidently is a Christian, said, so did y'all ever pray about it? Well, I should just end that right there on that note. But I am. Did y'all ever pray about it? Look at this. They facing the judge. Did y'all ever pray about it? They both looked at each other like, They just looked at each other. Didn't know what to say. I mean, it was silent. The judge just looking at them smiling. I take it that y'all haven't. And they just looking at each other like, we're in this rut that we're in because we didn't even ask God about our situation. When you were doing your thing and I got mad. When you were doing your thing and I got mad. We were arguing and fussing and fighting, and we never decided at that moment to seek God's guidance. That's what I'm going to leave you with. To determine whether someone is a help or hinder, if you don't know it, don't be like that couple right there. Seek God's guidance, and he'll make sure you understand who to keep and who to release in order for you to reach your goal. That God will continue to bless you and keep you is my prayer. Don't forget your seeds, your tithes, and your offering. Until next time there, E-Top, may God be with you. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and a Happy New Year for each of you. 2022 is about over, and it's my prayer that all of us are able to reach 2023. New year, new